Good morning to all of you. So I am also very excited to be back in the chemistry lab, the good old chemistry lab. So we'll be doing the organic practical now, and so let us start. First in that order, the one which I have told you. That first we will test the functional group present in organic compounds. That is the carboxylic acid. So we are going to do basically sodium bicarbonate test also, ma'am. Yes. So we are going to test for the carboxylic acid functional group. Then we will test for aldehyde. Then we will test for ketone. Then we will test for alcohol. So and aniline, that is the aromatic amine. So we will very quickly. Now there are a few things which you really have to be very, very careful about when you are going to do organic practical. Now here you must keep in mind that organic compounds are highly inflammable. So that is why, just like we did in inorganic compounds when we were doing salt analysis, we were heating it directly. Dust is not allowed in organic compounds. So you really cannot heat organic compounds directly. So you will have to prepare a water bath first, and then you will have to heat it indirectly. Okay. So here you can see that we have already set up an arrangement for water bath, and can you bring it here? Okay. So I don't know whether it's visible. Somnath sir, is this visible from here? Yes. So you just bring close on in this. Okay. So this is the water bath that we have prepared. You can see that we have taken the water. This is plain tap water that we have taken, and we are going to heat this. Now we have to be very careful here. See, you can see already there are fumes here. So the temperature of this will be nearly 80 to 85 degree. It's not boiling as yet. Now we will have to be careful because the organic sample that we are taking, for example acetone or formaldehyde, you know very well, their boiling point is 68, 70, 75, like that. So therefore what happens is, since they are already volatile, if we bring this near, so if we bring this here, you have to be very careful that the water does not boil, because otherwise the sample or the organic compound that you have placed it inside will catch fire. So like this. So we are going to keep whatever test you are going to do here, wherever there is heating written, you will have to do indirect heating. So that is the setup that you have to do. Okay, so we cannot heat any organic compound directly because it's highly inflammable and highly volatile, and it will immediately catch fire. So we are lucky that we have been taking all precautions over the years. So we never really had any fire in the lab, but I will touch wood. We will not say that, but you have to be very, very careful here. Okay. So now Piyali ma'am, since it's really hot now, so will we bring down the water bath because it's already hot. Now the first compound that we are going to do is benzoic acid. Somnath. The first compound that we are going to do is benzoic acid. Now look here, benzoic acid is a white solid. So see, it's a white solid. You can see benzoic acid is a white solid. So in order to prepare a solution of this, it is soluble only in hot water. Its melting point is 121. So it needs to be dissolved in hot water. So that is what Piyali ma'am is doing. She has taken the water and all the tests that we will do, we have to do it with hot water, with the hot solution. Okay. So ma'am, can I have the solution now? It's already dissolved. So see here, this is dissolved benzoic acid, but you can see that how quickly it is getting crystallized. So we really have to hurry with the test. So the first one is your sodium carbonate test. So I will decant a little bit. This is okay. I will add very So the first test that we will do, see, it has again solidified. So I'll have to melt it once again. See, it has again solidified. So I'll have to melt it once again. So now see, I've poured the molten dissolved solution. So So I will add sodium bicarbonate here quickly so you can see that there is effervescence. You can see effervescence, you can hear effervescence, okay? So that proves the presence of carboxylic acid, okay? So now I'll have to keep it in the hot water. Once again, keep it in the hot water. Okay. Here is the hot water. Now we will take another benzoic acid, little bit more. We will do what is called the ferric test. You know you have done the ferric test on actors. No. You add this hot water to benzoic. You know the ferric chloride test, it will give a buff precipitate. Buff means you have written it, it's a pinkish white precipitate. So this is a characteristic test for ferric chloride. So this is a characteristic test of benzoic acid. Okay, just we will add very quickly so that it does not solidify. Okay, alright. See, the color is a little yellowish because we'll have to wait a little bit, because see, the organic practicals depend a lot on the external temperature also, because it is getting solidified. Ma'am, we will have to put this in the water, but I can see a buff precipitate here. I don't know whether it's clearly visible to you or not. We will put this in the hot water once again. The next one is esterification. Now when we are doing esterification, we take the sample. Ma'am, can I have the hot sample?
Yes. Okay. This is benzoic acid or?
No, that's something else. There is alcohol.
Alcohol is here.
Okay. Now for esterification, you know that we'll have to take the acid plus the alcohol and 1 or 2 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid, dissolve it and pour it into water and smell it. Now that is something which you cannot do sitting at home, but I can. So I will smell the sweet fruity odor of ester. Okay. So we will do this test now. What is this?
This one benzoic acid.
Okay, this is the benzoic acid. Now to this we will add little bit of alcohol. So just 1 or 2 drops of alcohol. This is ethanol we are adding. So you can see it's already bubbling because it is hot, and ethanol has low boiling point. And then we will add 1 or 2 drops of, now this solution is very hot. So I really have to be very careful here. So I really have to be very careful here. Okay, so you can see that how much of reaction has happened here. So now we will pour this in a beaker. Where is the beaker, ma'am? No, in the beaker having water for smelling. So here we will take this beaker, we will add tap water and we'll pour the entire contents into the water and then smell it. Okay, Somnath sir, have a smell. Have smell this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Pradipta.
Yes.
Yes, Piyali ma'am, please smell. So this is the fruity smell of ester. So we see, please keep one more thing in mind, that we will always use tap water for organic, because we are not detecting any cation or anion, right? So we can use the tap water for organic reaction. So you saw the esterification. So we will take the hot acid, then add very carefully 2 to 3 drops of ethanol, and then add sulfuric acid. You saw that how exothermic the reaction was, and then we will pour it in water so that we can get the smell of ester. Okay, so this is, so therefore for benzoic acid we have actually done three tests: sodium bicarbonate, ferric chloride, esterification, and one more is remaining, that is the silver nitrate test. So here we will take again the hot solution. So here we will take the hot solution. It's a messy affair for benzoic acid, you know, because benzoic acid is getting okay, so white precipitate with silver nitrate. So this you can see that already the crystals of benzoic acid are getting solidified here. So it's a little messy with benzoic acid, but then it's okay. I mean, if we provide you with hot solution of benzoic acid, it's very easy to perform the test. Alright, so now we will, I think all this has been written in your practical copy. So now we will do what test, ma'am? We will do formaldehyde or what will we do? Aniline. No, not aniline. We will do acetone. Acetone or formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. Somnath sir, I think you have to come a little forward.
Yes.
Now we are going to do formaldehyde. What is formaldehyde?
Formaldehyde.
Now formaldehyde, okay, sorry, but formaldehyde, you know, formaldehyde gets very easily oxidized to formic acid. It's very difficult to work because it's a highly pungent odor acid, you know that. So we'll have to quickly, use it and then close it once again very quickly. So I will take the solution here, formaldehyde. So we will test for the functional group, aldehyde, and then we will do the characteristic tests of formaldehyde. So the first one that we will do, so ma'am is already setting up the water bath because we need a lot of heating here. So first one we will do, little bit of formaldehyde I will take, and we will do what is called the sodium bisulfite test. You know we will need ice now. Yes, ice is here. Okay. Now you know that sodium bisulfite when we add, there is going to be nucleophilic, there is going to be addition product formed. So here we will add sodium bisulfite and then saturated solution, and then we will cool it. Okay. So we will have to freeze it for some time, when you will get white crystalline solid. Okay. Now you have to keep in mind that the reactions of organic are not that fast as inorganic, because these are all covalent reactions and molecular reactions. Okay. So they take time to happen. So we will have to coax them a little more. So we will have to keep it for some time. And this one you have to check because of this. You add solid, make it bisulfite, add saturated. Okay. The next one we will do, since there is aldehyde, ma'am, you have Tollens reagent with you? Okay. The next one we will be doing is Tollens reagent. Okay. Now Tollens reagent normally is prepared, but ma'am, you have to prepare it on your own on the day of the exam. But here ma'am has already prepared, so we will add the Tollens reagent. So we should get a silver deposition. Now this again, we will have to put it in the water bath. So look here, that is how heating is done. Okay. So it will remain there for 5 to 10 minutes for the silver deposition to happen. Next one, we will take Fehling's A. So see, we will take equal amounts of the two solutions, Fehling's A and Fehling's B. We will take Fehling's A and Fehling's B together. Okay. So that is Fehling's A and Fehling's B together we have taken, and then we will add formaldehyde to it. You know that formaldehyde reduces Fehling's A, Fehling's B. So we will again put this in the water. So this is how you have to do the test. Okay, so this has to wait there for 10 minutes. Unless it is the reaction is slow, it will take time. Meanwhile, we will proceed with the other tests. Okay. Next one, what do we have, ma'am? Formaldehyde. Then we have sodium nitrate oxide. Resorcinol will take here. Okay, so this is the formaldehyde.
Red.
Which one?
Yes, sir.
With red ink and here.
This two.
Now look here, this is a characteristics test of formaldehyde. So we will take formaldehyde. To that we will add resorcinol dilute solution. I think you have written all this. Resorcinol dilute solution. Okay. And then we will add concentrated H2SO4 along the side of the test tube, like you do in brown ring test. So ma'am, there is concentrated sulfuric. Where is it? Now we will add concentrated sulfuric acid slowly along the side of the test tube. Then you will see a red ring. So see, we do it very slowly. Alright, so I can see that already. I don't know whether it is visible to you or not. You can see a faint red ring here. What are that? So you can see that faint red ring. Can you see that? Yes. Pinkish red. So it's a very fine red with a white solid on top. Okay, so you can see that red ring. So that is the test where formaldehyde reacts with resorcinol. So I just try out a little bit better if it is there. I don't think this has come out well. Yes. It's very nice now. So I think you can see the red ring. Yes, sir? Is it visible?
Yes.
So this is the test for esophagus. Next one we have, what is the next test, ma'am?
This is nitrochloride and phenyl hydrazine.
So sodium nitrochloride, you will get a coloration, okay?
Phenyl hydrazine.
Okay, you will get a violet
Plus
color.
sample.
Do we dilute for dilute? Alright, where is the coloration? This one, coloration, ma'am? Where? No.
Now phenyl hydrazine, then sample.
There you are. You can show me. Okay, now look here. Okay, this has come already. See here. This is the Fellings. Can you see the reddish brown deposit at the bottom? This is the Felling solution. That means the acetaldehyde, the formaldehyde has reduced Felling solution, and there is a reddish brown deposit of. See, the entire color has changed. And if I keep it for long, you will be able to see a beautiful coating of the reddish brown copper or Cu2. Okay, so we'll just put it for a while now. What about the silver mirror? What about the silver mirror? We'll have to wait a little more for the silver mirror. Really have to wait. So really. Okay, the other test we have to put it in the water bath. So let it stay for a while. We will see the silver mirror. Just a moment. Okay. Now next one we will come to acetone. Now acetone, you know, is a ketomethyl group. So we will be performing the iodoform reaction, and for acetone we will also be doing other tests for acetone which are characteristic of it. Okay. So this is the acetone here. Okay, so just go back to your note acetone and check the tests that you have written, and we are supposed to do them now. Okay, I have taken acetone. Now I'll pour a little bit. See, that is how you have to do. You take a bulk solution, take little bit and carry out the test. Now the first one is 2,4-DNT. Where is it, ma'am? Now look here, 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine. We have done this in theory, where you know it will undergo nucleophilic addition reaction to form the hydrazone. So we will put this here again. See, we will add this here. You will get a yellow or an orange precipitate. You can refer to the chart I have given you. Again, we will need some heating here. So we will have to put this again in the water bath. So please mark whatever you are putting here. Alright, this one is done. Now we will have to wait for that. Now next one we will do iodoform test. Okay, so that is a very important test, you know. Now acetone, where are the iodine crystals? Okay. Now to acetone, first we are going to add the iodine crystals. Now look, have a look at the iodine crystals. These are the iodine crystals. See. Can you see, these are the iodine crystals? Okay, so now we are going to add one or two of these crystals to iodine crystals to acetone first. Okay, so I will do that. So after that, what is that actually? Okay, I have added, dissolve them to get a red solution. Okay, after that you will dilute with water. So you will have to add water. I have diluted it with water. After that, you will have to add 1 or 2 drops of NaOH for the yellow, for the brown coloration to just dissolve. Okay? So we will see here. Just add 1 or 2 drops there. So you can already see. Yes.
And this is phenyl hydrazine test.
Okay. Alright. So see, you can see the pale yellow crystals of. Okay.
Green to
See,
red.
this is green to red. This is the test for formaldehyde, phenyl hydrazine.
Blue, green, brown and then red.
Okay, see the color change, blue, green, brown and then red. See, you can see the color is slowly changing. It will become, it's highly exothermic. So I really cannot hold on to this test tube. It's very hot. Okay, so we'll just keep it here. Now look at that. See, I think you can see the iodoform crystals. See here floating on top. pale yellow crystals of iodoform. So this is the test to prove that the compound that we have taken contains keto-methyl group, that is CH3CO. So therefore, see, you can see that entire solution, yes, you have some unreacted iodine here. So it is better to decant it and then use it for your test. So we will just decant it because we have added excess of iodine. You can redissolve it and do it, but then this is fine. I've got lots of precipitate of iodoform, so no problem. Many a times probably you will have to warm it, but then we got it directly, so no need for warming it on the water bath. Okay, so see here. So this is the iodoform that we have got. Yes, these are not thick precipitates that you get like in your inorganic compounds, but definitely you can see some of them floating. Okay, so this is the iodoform. What is the next test, ma'am? Next one. No, acetone. What else is there?
Mercury chloride test,
And there is one more.
nitroxide
Second one is
test, nitroxide and ammonium hydroxide,
nitrochloride. Where is it? Okay, the nitrochloride, sodium nitrochloride. Okay.
and ammonia.
This is acetone plus sodium nitrochloride. This is another test. The sodium nitrochloride has to be warmed.
No, now add ammonium hydroxide.
Now where is ammonium
And keep it for
hydroxide?
few minutes.
Okay. Next you have to add ammonium hydroxide.
And
Yes. Now what will happen?
this is for 2,4-D delayed coloration.
Red precipitate. No, no.
Coloration.
No. Here, no. Alright, where is nitrochloride?
Nitroxide is here.
I think I'll have
Keep
to
it for few minutes. It will be darker. Just keep it for few
Okay, we will have to keep it for few minutes when the color will, I can already see the top layer. I don't know whether it's visible to you or not. The top layer is already becoming dark, so it will become dark. So you have to keep in mind that organic reactions take time to happen. You just keep it for a while, then you will get the dark coloration. Yes, it's already turning a little darkish. I don't know, it will be violet, no ma'am?
Yes.
It will be violet. Okay. Now what other test is there? You